Hello everyone. We continue with adding or subtracting fractions, but this time with unlike denominators. So you have 2 over 3 plus 1 over 8. So I can't just go 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 8. So whenever you add or subtract fractions, you have to have the same denominator. In other words, here the number at the bottom has to be the same. So one way to do it is just to find a common denominator. So how do I do that? Well, let me just rewrite the example here. And then I'm going to multiply this fraction by 8 over 8. Now, the obvious question is, where did I get the 8 over 8? Well, I got the 8 over 8 because my denominator for the other fraction is 8 here. So I'm just going to rewrite it over here. Well, since I did this one here, then I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Again, what do I mean by the same thing? Well, this one has 3 here, so I'm going to multiply this one by 3 over 3. So now I get what? 16 over 24 plus 3 over 24. So now you notice that I have what? The same denominator. Since I have the same denominator, I can go ahead and add them. So then this will give me what? 19 over 24. And again, simplify if possible. So let me just rewrite it over here. So for this one, simplify if possible. So 19 over 24 is going to stay the same. The greatest common factor for 19 and 24 is 1, so it just stays 19 over 24. So again, when I add fractions or subtract fractions, I have to have the same common denominator. So 3 and 8 here are not the same, right? So one method is just by finding a common one. So 8 over, I got the 8 over 8 from here, and I got the 3 over 3 from this one here. So let's look at another example. Let's say we have 5 over 7 minus 1 over 14 here. So let me rewrite this one here so you can see what I'm going to do. Well, I have to have a common denominator, so I'm going to multiply this by 14 over 14. And I got this 14 over 14 using this denominator here, right? So I'm going to have this one 7 over 7. I got this 7 over 7. I got this 7 over 7 from this 7 here. So then this is going to give me 14 times 5 is 70. And 14 times 7 would be, I believe it's 98. And then 1 times 7 is 7. 14 times 7 is 98. So now that I have the common denominator, I can go ahead and simplify this. So this is going to be 63, sorry. 63 over 98. So then I gotta find the GCF for 63 and 98, which is gonna be 7. So then I go ahead and reduce this fraction by 7 over 7. So that is going to give me 9 over 14. So then this will be my answer there. So again, that's the only drawback by using this method. Most of the times you're going to have to simplify your result here. So sometimes it's going to be kind of straightforward. You won't have to do much work here. But in this case, you had 63 and 98, and you had to find the greatest common factor for 63 and 98. And we went over that in a previous video. But if you go back to the original problem, you have 7 and 14. You notice that 7 and 14 are both divisible by what? By 7. I mean, 7 is a factor of itself, and 7 is a factor of 14. So at the end, you ended up dividing by 7 here. So then that's kind of a shortcut here. Go back to the original denominators and find a GCF for that, and then simplify that. Use that GCF there. So in this case, 63 and 98 will give me 7, and then you get 9 over 14. So this one would be my answer here.